Good evening. This is Grown Man with some messages today. How y'all feeling tonight? All right, I'm gonna dig on right into it. Tonight I want to talk about attention and validation, the newest addiction. Now, I know that there are several different addictions out there, like food, drugs, sex, but what's not talked about is, attention and validation. And why is it such an addiction? Why is it so important? I say this because the most common thing you see is on Facebook. Every turn you see a young lady or modern women taking selfies or posting every posting everything they're doing, and doing it all for attention or doing things for clout. And at what cost? What cost is attention and validation? That's what I want to talk about tonight is because it has really ruined you know a lot of, let's say, um, self-esteem and everything. I believe that those that lack self-esteem or does these things for attention. And I say social media is like one of the biggest culprits of the thing because you know nothing is sacred anymore. You have young ladies out here exposing their bodies and everything just for the attention, just to get likes. And and there are some that are in full relationships. Shoot, there's even some women that are married and does this, and I'm trying to understand why. If you have a significant other and you have a husband, you know that there should be for him, his eyes only. But yet and still, you still go out and do things for validation and attention. Like, we could take Gabrielle Union, for example. She's an entirely married woman. She's still attractive in her own way, depending on, who the beholder is. Um, but she has a husband, but yet and still, she's going out and, you know, taking what we call thirst trap for attention. And, she is very, she's very old enough to know better because, she is considered an elder or an OG, because, she's like 50 or 51 years old. She should be winding down and baking cookies and cakes and everything instead of sitting out here exposing her breasts for the whole world to see, though, when they're supposed to be for her husband's eyes. But I see that so common on social media, and I myself is not a fan of that. I don't find it attractive that a woman would expose herself like that just for the likes and for the attention. Another thing, that goes into it is, just posting everything at every turn. Because this attention and validation can become fatal. Um, a la, PNB Block. I mean Rock. I'm sorry. What just recently happened there. Um, a location uh, was given on a picture, of a dinner plate. His girlfriend posted a dinner plate, and my question is why? What was the whole purpose of that? Why? Because she wanted validation. She wanted the attention from viewers. I understand some people have never been to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, And off the record, if you happen to go to Los Angeles, stop by Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I would suggest Long Beach and Hollywood. Okay, but at the same time, some things should just be left alone. You shouldn't be doing that because um, what you don't realize is when you're posting selfies, of course, number one, the government is looking at you. China is looking at you,
Yeah.
and um, you're not safe. You have to guard yourself. I've learned this stuff. I would say back in 2012 when I was still active duty in the Navy. When social media was just coming into the forefront and it was allowed into the Navy, into the military world. And we used to have annual general training on, cyber awareness and, you know, being careful about what you post. You know what I'm saying? And it's also about locations too. But that there is for another day and time. But what I'm saying is about attention and validation. And I really think that it's become a new addiction, and I think it's a mental addiction. It's like a mental issue here, and I believe that the stuff that you see on social media, I honestly believe that these young ladies, and then some it's very rare, but you see young men do it too. It's very rare, but you see more young women doing this stuff than you see men. So I'm not going to say that it's all women and everything because it goes around just as much. So I'm not going to generalize. But what I am going to say that it is a mental. It's a mental issue. Because they're facing they're displaying their insecurities, the low self-esteem, you know some feel like, okay, if I put on all this unnatural stuff and I just stick my butt out, ooh, I'm going to get likes, I'm going to get the attention from the men. And they have these things what we call thirst traps, what I mentioned earlier. Now, what I don't, and I'd say this is a mental issue because, you know, a young lady would probably be almost naked and she'll take 1,001 photos and then post them. And then, of course, when she gets the attention that she's striving for, she's craving, then all of a sudden she don't want that anymore. Or she'll try to, shame and say, "Oh, you men are thirsty. Y'all thirsty." But you're setting it up. Hence the term thirst trap, because you want attention, you want a validation, you want people to see you, and then you want that compliment. Oh yeah, you banging girl. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's to the point now that they go out there and get these BBLs and you know all these different kind of body augmentation, which is taken away from the natural. And what needs to be understood is it's not always flattering. It's not flattering at all when, especially if you're in a relationship. Why would you risk your relationship for validation? I've seen a lot of relationships end, even a couple of marriages end over attention and validation because they'll do these challenges on TikTok or whatever, which I think is distasteful because you know why would you parade yourself half naked and everything for the whole world to see? because, like I said, you don't know who's watching. Your employer or a potential employer, or maybe a business partner, or potential business partner could be watching this stuff and seeing it, and they're probably not even gonna deal with you because of it. Because, matter of fact, there was an IG influencer. I don't like to call them models because that's a disgrace and a disservice to actual models. Yes, I'm throwing shade out there. I said what I said. Um, but she had several endorsements, and because she wanted this attention and a validation, she took a racy picture, and these companies withdrew her contract because she wanted this attention and validation. And see that can hurt you, And I would say to young ladies, you have to believe in yourself that you are beautiful. You have to look in that mirror and tell yourself, hey, I'm beautiful. I'm the stuff. I don't care what anybody says. I'm beautiful. And you have to walk on that. Because I'm gonna give you a tip here. All that fake stuff or accessories that you put on yourself to take these selfies and for validation, it's not it's not hitting. Us men don't like that stuff because that's saying that you're easy and you can't be taken seriously. Don't no man want a woman that's sitting up there forever on her phone. Like it's like everywhere you go, you got to pull that phone out. I think that is just like rude and disrespectful for a man to take you out on these days. And I notice some young ladies do this stuff. They want to go out to these fancy restaurants that they're really not deserving of. You know, just to sit there. Oh, before we eat, I got to take this picture. That is very annoying. Now, I've never had that encounter, but I've seen it. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen it on YouTube. It is annoying. I mean, enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the moment. Put the phone down. You know, and you don't have to do selfies all the time because that takes away from the date. And a man sees that. He may not say nothing. He may not, you know, chin check the problem right away. But I'm here to tell you that it's not hitting. It's not hitting. Not on four cylinders, not on six cylinders, not on any kind of cylinder. It's not hitting. And you don't have to put all these accessories on you to take pictures because most of the time these young ladies look so foolish. They look like lamb chop or something from the Muppets. You know, you got these Venus flytrap eyelashes, or they got it so thick and so exaggerated. You blink a couple of times, you're gonna be flying to the next state. You got these hair hats. That's unattractive. I said, my thing is, listen, if you have short hair because, your mom did put these chemicals and processes in your hair when you was a little girl and made your hair fall out. Well, look, there's a way you can look classy without having to look so artificial and being on here, looking for validation and it's attention because, she didn't shot your self-esteem off because she didn't burnt all your hair out. Because if you have the right type of head, if your mama loved you that much and shaped your head perfect, you could rock a short haircut. And like I said, that's sexy to some of us men now. We like the short hair. It looks good. Long as it's feminine. But, You don't have to be all out there, you know. Oh, I got this here. I need to show the whole world. I need to show the whole world. They need to tell me I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. They don't have to tell you that. You have to tell you. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody, can't nobody do it or tell you anything but it's on you. It starts with you. Because if you don't love you, guess what, folks? Ain't nobody gonna love you. If you don't think you the sugar honey iced tea, ain't nobody gonna think you the sugar honey iced tea. You have to know that. But you don't have to, and all you have to do is just look in the mirror. Hey, they might have two-way mirrors in the bathroom. Just open the cabinet up and look at the two-way mirror, look at yourself. You don't have to necessarily do put yourself out there, for this validation. You don't have to do that for the attention because you're not important to everybody. Don't nobody really care. They might get they might stare at you for a split second, like, okay, at what cost? What cost are you doing this at? I mean, is it very necessary? Is it really that important? I don't know, but that's one mental issue that really needs to be addressed, and it needs to be fixed. And my thing is, if you have that much trauma, get some therapy. Therapy works, and therapy is not a bad word. Matter of fact, therapy, you get in there and you address the issue and you fix that issue. Oh my goodness, you're not gonna look at things the same. I promise you, because I once had low self-esteem. But see, when I was going through my self-esteem, we didn't have the social media. We was back in the Stone Age. Okay, I'm revealing my age, but it was either, hey, you're ugly, you're not ugly, and you have to understand, and everybody has to understand that you're not going to be that person's cup of tea, and you're not going to be that attractive to that one person. You have to be, because I tell you this here. I know I'm a handsome guy, but I know it. I know that I'm not handsome or I'm not cute to someone else. That's fine. I don't care because guess what? It's an opinion. It's their opinion. That doesn't mean I lose sleep over their opinion because that's all it is an opinion. As long as I believe in me that, hey, I'm handsome, I got it going on. That's all that matters to me. But guess what you won't find me doing? You won't find me uh, clicking it up on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. It's unnecessary. And ladies, you have to be careful because this addiction can be deadly. Because you post these pictures, and that's how a lot of sex trafficking happens. Because going back to what I said earlier, everybody's watching. You do all this stuff, and it's a lot of hackers out there that can find you. And guess what? They'll snatch you up and drug you up, and guess what? You're gone. You either dead or you trafficking somewhere. All because you wanted attention and validation. That stuff can backfire because you got hackers and scammers out here using your images and likeness, luring other people in. And guess what? It can come back to you and you don't even know it because you had to have that attention and validation. You don't. It's not necessary. Believe in you. Because don't nobody owe you understanding. Nobody. So you have to think before you go out there and snap a picture. Think hard before you put those chemicals in your hair. Think hard before you glue those fake lashes on your eyelashes. Think twice before you go get body augmentations and you wearing skin tight clothes that look like it's painted on your body. Think, is this attention and validation really worth it? You have to ask yourself that question because that that type of addiction is no different than other addictions that's out there. It has costs and consequences because while you're sitting out there posting all these selfies and duck face selfies, whatever it is that y'all do, people around you might be clowning on you. That creates more haters. I know the old saying is you need haters in your life because they're telling you doing something. But this is unnecessary attention. It's unnecessary validation. Oh, no, but no, don't listen to me. Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, beauty comes from within. And I'm gonna say it again. Beauty comes from within. You have to know within you if you're beautiful or not. Stop being so eager to take selfies. Stop being so eager to garner that attention because all attention ain't good attention. All validation ain't good validation. I know that at times, we want that praise. I'll be a lying soul if I say I didn't. That's why we do things. We do things for that. I know I do things at times because I love to hear someone tell me that I've made them proud.
Mm.
And that's the most positive validation there can be.
Hmm.
You should want positive validation and that positive attention, not the negative stuff, because everything that you're doing and what I'm talking about is all bad. It's all bad. And if your relationships, respect it. Respect your partner. Respect your husband. If he tells you, hey, don't be out here doing this stuff, respect it. Because that there you do stuff like that, it spins a negative narrative. Let's take, for example, Sierra and Russell Wilson. Now, Sierra is a wife. She's also a mother, and everybody's watching her. She has a duty. She has a responsibility, but she's not fulfilling that because what is she doing? She wants the attention and validation from others when she has a whole husband. I look at it like this. If a married woman or any woman that's in a serious committed relationship or they're exclusive and they're doing this stuff, it's a telltale sign about themselves that they have no self-respect for themselves and the person that they're with. No respect. That goes back to why I say that all attention is not good attention. All validation is not good validation. It can be negative. And that there, my friends, is a prime example of it. I hope that I'm getting through and getting you to understand where I'm coming from. I want you to feel your best, but you don't need attention and validation to do so. Live your life, but save your life. Not everything has to be on the gram. Not everything has to be on Facebook. And I mean that's all I can say.
You know,
But I
grown
would
man,
like,
you are absolutely 100%. But you probably going into this, and normally I wouldn't have said nothing because I'm listening, man, and everything you saying is spot on. But I gotta
mm,
ask you for the how can I put this? For the smart ones. Oh, I don't need no man for nothing. But they the main ones posting the pictures.
it goes back to what I'm saying about mental illness. There's a disconnect up in the brain somewhere because it's like a contradiction. It's contradiction. You don't need a man, but you want that attention. And you want that attention mainly from a man. Make it make sense. Can anybody make it make sense? I would love for somebody to make it make sense for me.
Matter of fact, we invite you to come on the show. You can reach out. I'll put you on the show, and you can tell us. Make it make sense.
Oh, I was just sitting here racking my brains trying to make it make sense, and I haven't come up with anything.
But you absolutely right, because and I've been trying to figure it out what forever. You say that you can do all this by yourself and you don't need no man to validate you. But you go get these BBLs, you all on social media in lingerie. But here's the part that gets me. You ready for this, grown man? I'm about to make you laugh. What
Okay.
you looking at? You ain't got no business looking at me. I posted for myself.
Post it for yourself, but yet and still all the world sees it. I'm stumped. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't even figure it out. Can you help me? Help me, help me, help. My brain is fried. Help. Help me, help me. I mean, these addictions are just as bad as drug and alcohol
Say that louder,
addictions.
put it back.
It is very bad. And we have to combat it. But the best way to combat this here addiction is getting some help for it. And the biggest help you can get is therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. It doesn't mean that you're sick. It doesn't mean that you're crazy, because that's the biggest stigma. That, oh, I'm crazy. I gotta be crazy to go to therapy. Oh, I'm sick. You think I'm sick? No. All of this is just you're taking a look and accountability for what's troubling you.
They go that word again, grown man.
And,
Accountability.
and I'm telling you this because from my experience, that's what I had to do. It's an ugly process. But I got through it because, I knew within me I'm beautiful. I know I'm good looking. But guess what? I don't have to put myself out there for attention and validation. Oh yeah, and clout. That's another addiction that goes
Come
along
on,
with that.
say it.
It's clout. I knew it was something I was forgetting. It's clout. Why do you have to post? Because you're looking for clout. From who? Average Joes and Janes who can care less what you're thinking. They don't care. At the end of the day, they're in their own beds, mind their own business, sipping their tea. Ain't worried about you. They're probably talking about you because you put yourself out there.
And laughing.
Mm-hmm. Laughing. So what I'm telling you is before you decide to go and do all this ridiculous stuff, think about the consequences, the ramifications of your actions and what can happen when you decide, oh, I'm going to snap this snapshot. No one is going to take you serious, especially if you're out here looking like lamb chop.
Grown man, I
I'm the
just thought
man.
of something.
What's that?
Man, listen, I told you I was sitting here listening, and we both forgot about this. If you search
What's that?
for attention and validation, you're going to find it whether you want it or not.
Yeah, I hit on that.
And they wonder why
Yes.
all these different so-called rape cases or rape cases, all these come about because usually, as you said, because you done posted something on, I'm going to retract to what you said. When you post something online, the world is watching.
And guess what? It's forever.
Yep. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, everybody's watching. So if you post a picture and you know you a size 34, 42, and 36, and you heavy breasted or you got a big behind and you post in the negligee, guess what? not only wholesome people watching, the devil watching too.
Oh yeah. And then if you're not careful, you become a meme
Mm-hmm.
forever. And we're
Yep.
not talking about Wakanda either, but it's
Nope.
forever.
Yeah. And when you least expect it, you'll be walking, come either on your way home or coming home from work. Because if you watch the news, this is one of the reasons I had to stop. I can't tell you how many times I watch the news and all you hear is woman walking had just left work or got off of work or left out the gym and she was attacked. Some make it, some don't.
Hmm.
All because you chose to post or dress a certain way. And you got to be cautious of everything you do. This world we live in is wicked and evil. Wicked and evil. And I'm not
Basically,
saying,
we're living in our last days. We're living in
yeah,
Revelations.
yep.
So everything that's good is bad, and everything bad is good.
Mm-hmm. You ain't got to do that to yourself. Listen to what he's telling you. Come on now. If you know you got a shape, I mean, everybody been telling you since you was a baby, you a bad chick. That means you got to go out and get clothes 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 sizes too small to show your shape. But then you have the audacity and the
Not
nerve to say,
audacity, but the audacity.
yeah, the audacity. That you can't say audacity. Audacity is when you just think you just higher than life to say what you looking at me for. You don't have no right to look at me. Or then if somebody even look at you, you want to go holler to the police. Oh, he raped me by looking because
You
you,
know, that is now considered, that is actually considered sexual assault now.
yeah, come on, bro.
Now, is that what you want? All I'm saying is, I'm just bringing this epidemic to the forefront because that's what this has become, an epidemic.
Cut the snake off at the head.
Attention and validation.
Mm.
But I'm about ready to close this segment out.
Yeah.
And I hope those that are listening, I hope that y'all learn something. And I hope that y'all take something with you and what I expressed. You know, it's nerve wracking. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. And I'm a man. And you know, as a man, I'm gonna look. But at the same time, I know when it's attention and it's validation. See,
Mm.
I love natural beauty. I love imperfection.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, there you go. Because, ladies, that's what we men really, really want. If you want a real man, you got to
Come
be a
on.
real woman.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna start off. You can't have a hair hat. You can't have drawn on eyebrows. You can't have these false lashes. You can't have this puckered lips.
Nope.
Okay,
You know
you
what,
can't have these
bro?
contacts. You can't have this
Yeah.
waist trainer. Can't have the
Come
fake
on.
nails. And
Preach.
with BBL,
Come on.
we don't want that. So I just want you to think before you click
Mm.
Make sure you're ready for what comes after,
You know what,
because
grown man?
everybody is watching.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add to what you said. Now I remember the segment. I was watching this court show, and it literally baffled me. The individual worked a lot of hours so that this lady didn't have to, and
Mhm.
all she had to do was keep the house clean, and I don't think they had any children. But while he was at work, she walking up and down the street and posting online pictures in her lingerie. And he said, I got a problem with that because that's mine. I'm not trying to share that with the world. And her exact words was, I'm a grown ASS woman and you can't tell me what to do. Really?
Wow. Out of line, out of order.
Hmm. And
You see, ladies, this is a big effect. This is the biggest effect that can be had when you're
yeah.
out looking for validation and attention. It hurts everyone involved.
Hmm.
It will even hurt you.
Oh
But
yeah.
you just don't know it yet.
No. And
But
I'm sitting
I'm
there.
gonna
Wow. But yeah, before we get out of here, grown man, you want to say any last words?
my closing is love yourself. Just love yourself and be mindful of what you do, how you do things. And above all things, keep your head on a swivel. And I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate you taking time out and actually listening to me. And we'll do this again on the flip side.
That's
Later.
grown man. I'm King Solomon Jr. After Effects. Talk to you.